So the next thing that we're going to talk about is how to add a book, manage book, and also what are core links. And the reason why we're going to incorporate core links in the book section is because there are a bunch of, every time you add a book, a bunch of links get added to it should you choose to do that. Now, if you have the registered version, I'm going to go ahead and click here. If you have the registered version, you'll be able to add new ones. You can edit the current ones, delete them, and so on. If you have the unregistered version of the program, though, these will be added every time regardless. You can't edit them or delete them, and you can't change the affiliate IDs. No big deal, because the majority of these are things that you're probably going to want anyway. But these are basically what these are. The predefined ones are every single option that is available on our service as a default. If you decided you wanted to add custom ones, you still can do that, but only if you have the registered version. So, for example, each one of these is available as right off the bat. Once you add a book, boom, it's there. And that's going to be things like book sales page for Amazon. So it'll take you right to the page for the basically to sell your book. The review page, which is great because that'll be for the back of your book. The paperback book page, the audiobook page, and so on and so forth for each one of the services. Okay. Plus, again, you can add in a custom one if you decide to do so. So let's just say that you have the registered version and you wanted to create a new one of these things, a new core link. So let's click on Amazon. And let's say that this is going to be something we want to use for Twitter. No, not twitting, Twitter. Okay. And so the link name is called Twitter. And this is just something for us to know what this means. Okay. So nobody's ever going to see this. This is just for you. So you can call this whatever you want. For example, I might say Twitter promotion for March of 2016. Okay, so for whatever reason, that's what I decided to do. And then I say I wanted to go to the book sales page, and I want to have some keywords. And you separate keywords with a plus sign, by the way. And this is for Amazon. All right, so then it's asking, what is my affiliate ID? Now, if you recall, when we set up our original system, what we said is our global was going to be my code 21 and my code 20, depending on what country you're in, right? But let's just say that we have my code, come on, John, Twitter, okay, like that, my code Twitter 21. Okay, now what we're basically saying here is anytime this particular core book link is used, we're going to use this code instead of the one that was in global. So that way we can override it for specific links, right? If you leave these blank, they'll use whatever the global one was. If you don't have the premium version, they won't use your codes at all. They'll be using our codes. So now let's go ahead and say add new core book link, and then boom, we'll come back out here. And what you're going to see now is we now have this new guy, and it shows us that our US version and our UK version for this, and it also says it's an Amazon destination and it's going to the book sales page. Okay, so now let's go over to books. You can either click on books up here, or you can click back to home and then go to books. Okay, so at this point, if you notice, if I come over to the full moon event, which is already there, we're now going to have this new link. So this link is ready for us to go. I just added it to that one section, and if I had 20 books here, all of them are going to get this, which is great. Which is also really cool is this. If I now click on this, I can actually edit this link, and I can't change the name or anything, but I can say, you know what, I don't want to use that affiliate ID for this particular book. So I can change that affiliate ID for this. Instead of it being my code Twitter 20, it might be my code Twitter full moon event, let's say, like that. So for whatever reason, maybe I want to use a different ID for this particular one, an affiliate ID for this particular book, I can do that. And so now it's going to utilize that ID for that book. So it allows you to get pretty granular as to how you want to lay this out. Okay, so if we go back to this particular book, we can see that these are all listed in here. So just imagine this, okay? We're going to go back to books in general, and we're going to add a brand new book. All right, and I'm going to call it, I'm going to do Shirley Link, which is Ben Zackheim's book, another guy who also works on the Author Helper. And what we're going to do is we're going to go through and add in the information for his stuff here. So we're going to need the ASIN number for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to Amazon, and I already have these pulled up. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can either come down here and grab the ASIN number right there, and then you'll right click and copy it. Or you can actually look right in the URL and you can see that it's right here as well. So either way works. So I'm going to go back into the Author Helper, and then I'm going to right click and paste that. Okay, so there, that one's there. Then you can add in things like the Amazon paperback ISBN number and so on and so forth. Let me show you how to get a couple of these different ones though. So on Ben's, there is a paperback version. So we just go back to our Amazon page and click paperback. And we're going to scroll down. And here is the ISBN number. And we're going to be using ISBN 10, by the way. So that's the one we want to use, okay? So grab that. And we'll put the the ISBN number in there. Now he doesn't have an audio version of this, so we can't really do anything with that one right now. So now let's go and look at the Apple ID. So for the Apple ID, you're going to want to go to the URL at the top. And at the URL at the top, right after you see the book name, it's going to show an ID value. So you're just going to grab that, copy it, and then we're going to paste that in here. Okay. And then again, he does not have an audio version of this for Barnes & Noble. So let's go ahead and bring that one out. Again, right at the end here of the URL is the ID. So we just right click on that, copy it, and we're going to paste that in. Okay. Now when we go to Kobo, Kobo's a little bit different. Kobo doesn't actually use IDs like that. So what we're going to really look for is the name of the book, which is pretty much always going to be near the end of the URL. And it's going to be spelled out pretty far. So we're going to copy that. We're going to paste that there. Okay, now we're going to next go to Google. And with Google Play again, you're going to see ID equals, and it's this big ugly code at the end here. So we'll copy that, paste it. Then we go to Smashwords. And again, it's going to be the last thing on the list over here. So we're just going to copy that. Alrighty, and so on. Now with Audible, again, this particular book doesn't have any Audible IDs, but this is actually kind of a good thing because we're going to see what's going to happen here. So all of these are going to tie in pretty well, but we're going to miss something for Amazon, for Apple Audio, and for the Audible ones. So now this is pretty neat. Once I go ahead and add this book, you're going to see why core links are cool. We automatically have all of these links set and ready to go, including the one we just added, the Twitter promotion one that we just added. Now let's say that we click on this Twitter one and it brings us up to this guy. As soon as I click on this link, now what does it say it's going to do? It says it's going to redirect us to the Amazon book sales page. So this is the link that I would be putting into Twitter along with my message. And as soon as a person clicks it, it's going to open up a new page and it's going to bring us right in there. And you notice at the top it has the tag, so my affiliate ID. It also has all of my keywords and such in there. And it brought us right to the correct page, the page that we wanted it to bring us to. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, now let's go back. And notice now it also gave me a one click because I have that set up in there. So now let's say that we want to go to the Apple iTunes book sales page. Well, now this is our link for that. So we would just right click on this, copy link address, and then paste that into wherever we want. You can put it in the back of your book, you can put it on your website, however you want to do it. And then you click go, and it will redirect to the iTunes page. So that's pretty neat right there. So just imagine not having to sit down and come up with all of these links every single time you want to add a book. It just automatically does it for you. To me, I think that's just really cool. But let's say that you do want to do something. For example, let's say you want to create a custom URL for this particular book, and you'll always know because that book is what's showing up. And let's just say that this one is called My Newsletter, okay? And you want to send this person back to any page that you want to do, right? So you would type in http colon slash slash www, and since this is Ben, we're going to say benzakheim.com, and we're going to say add new book link. Okay, now at this point, what you're going to see here is this is called a book specific link. You notice that all of these say core links. That means that it came from the core links section, but this particular one is not. So this is not going to show up anywhere else. It's going to go to a user defined page. There's no affiliate ID associated to this one because custom links do not get affiliate IDs. So it's a book specific link. Okay, now just to show you that, I'm going to go back into books. I'm going to go to the full moon event, and you're not going to see that link is listed in here. You only see core links listed here because it's only for that particular book that we added that link. All right, so now I'm going to click on the link. I'm going to go down to it, click on it, and it's going to tell me what the URL for that particular link is. So now when I click on this, or if I tweet this, or whatever I want to do with this, let's say I put this into the back of my book and say, hey, join my newsletter and you can get some free stuff. So I click on that, and it's going to redirect me straight back to benzakheim.com, where I can get my free books and so on and so forth. Okay, so that is basically how do you create a book, and you can also still edit them. So let's say that you come back here and you say, you know what, I finally got a let's see here. How about this one? An audiobook, Audible ID. I finally got one of those. Okay, so all you have to do is edit the book and add in the Audible ID. And you're going to have different Audible IDs for the US and the UK, by the way. So you're definitely going to want to look into that. So how do you do that? All right, so let's take a quick peek here. We're going to come up here and we're going to type in Audible. Okay, and I know I have some stuff, so I'm going to say A Quest of Undoing, and we're just going to add my A Quest of Undoing links to this. Did I spell it wrong? Spelling my own book wrong. Isn't that terrible? Okay, there we go. All right, so what we're going to do here is at the top, you're going to notice here's this weird looking code, and it's right after the name of the book. This is the code that we're going to need. So we're going to right click and copy that. Now I know I'm putting this onto Ben's book, but I'm just doing it because he doesn't have the audiobook codes there. So that was the first thing I needed to do. And now we need to go to audible.co.uk. All right, and then we'll type in A Quest of Undoing again, and now you'll notice that this code is slightly different. It's in the same spot, but it's slightly different than the code above it, right? Not much, but there is a difference there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and click Update Book. All right, now it no longer has that error on that Audible page. And by the way, you do need to have both the UK and the US codes input into there, because when a person goes to click on one of these links, it's going to check what country that they're in. If they're in the UK, it's going to take them to the UK site. So you definitely need to have that. So now if I click on this, it knows that I'm in the United States because it did a check on me. It's going to bring me to the US version of the site, and there is my link. Okay, so what happens if you're like, you know what, I mean, all of these things are pretty cool, these core links, I dig that, but I don't really use any of this stuff. I just want to see my own book specific links. No problem. Just come up to Edit Book, say Show Core Links, set that to no, update your book, and for that particular book, you're not going to see any core links. So why would you want to do this? As an example for that, I have books that I'm giving away on my website that I don't have on Amazon, that I don't have on Apple. I don't have them anywhere else. The only place you can get them is on my website. So for that particular circumstance, I may not want to have any I don't have any real need for core links. I just want to have some basic stuff here. Like I might have a Twitter link specific to this. It's more of a promotion than it is an actual book I'm trying to sell on any one of these services. But if you do, have your book on these services, these links are great to have, and they behoove you, whether you have the premium version or not. It behooves you to have these guys listed because you can pretty much use all of these across the board. So that's pretty much how you edit a book, how you add a new link. We kind of talked about that, and also gives you an overview of what core links are and what they're for. So check that stuff out, and hopefully that helps you.